Funny story, I just picked up at the Amish. He had a weird situation set up. I did it pretty good. When I got backed up into his spot where he wanted me, I go, how's that? And he goes, better than anybody else ever did.
Truck stop and service, 2.5 miles.
He was really shocked at my backing abilities and my whole setup abilities, which, you know, I don't brag a whole lot, but I'm actually, you know, I actually do got some skills. But that's only because people brag on me that I know I got skills. But sometimes I do good, sometimes I don't, you know. It's like, sometimes I overthink it, or I overcorrect and I screw it up. And it's usually the easy ones that I mess up. The hard ones I do real good at. But anyway, he was really impressed. And so after we got done loading, he was like, well, see you next year. I said, no, I've only got another week left here. He goes, why? Are you too good for the company? Because, like I say, he was really impressed with my backing skills. I said, no. I said they don't appreciate me, you know. And, which is probably true. You know, a lot of these companies, they don't really appreciate good drivers. I don't pump out as many miles as some other drivers. Although, since I've had Ben, my miles have been up. You know, he doesn't wait till I'm empty to go find me a load. He's already got me a load before I even get to the customer. Yeah, you know, it can be a little tight and a little stressful, but he's backed off on that a little bit, you know, making them so tight. And, but I got to this customer barely in time, so it worked out. And where I'm delivering is only like 10 minutes from the house, so I won't get there probably before they close. But I'll go home, take care of what I need to take care of. Maybe I'll have time to get my pickup truck legal tomorrow. If not, I could do it Friday, no big deal. But, you know, first thing in the morning, I'll go deliver. Friday morning, boom, then deadhead back, or bobtail, deadhead back home, and then go take care of getting my pickup truck legal. I'll have plenty of time, you know. But anyway, so Ben does me better. I guess he forgot about me having to do this, and I got defensive because I've been screwed over by Larry the Liar. You know, and then Ben had to deal with the repercussions of that. But Ben's cool. So if you ever do come to HMD, then, you know, Ben's a good dispatcher. I like Ben. Like I said, the only problem I've ever really had with him is that he books the loads a little too tight. But he'll have you 2-3 loads back to back up in advance. You know, and you gotta hustle. But you know, I don't mind hustling as long as I'm not breaking my back for somebody who don't appreciate me. You know? I mean, I have a perfect record, a perfect CSA score. I'm a safe driver. I take care of my equipment. I maintain my equipment. I don't tear up my equipment. When I get out of this truck, the only thing they're going to have to do is clean it. And it's not that dirty. I'm pretty clean. I'm kind of a germaphobe. So, they'll have to clean it, but not that much, you know. In fact, I think I still got the plastic on the bed, you know, so they don't even have to worry about changing the mattress, you know. So, all I gotta do is just clean up after me, which, like I said, is not that big of a deal. Vacuum, wipe down. The door's a little grody because I haven't wiped it down recently. You know, just grime, just normal day-to-day grime. And dusty. It's dusty in here. But I haven't vacuumed in a couple months. So, and it does need to be swept out. But other than that, it's clean. You know, I wipe stuff down occasionally. And I maintain the truck. I maintain the equipment. I'm a safe driver. I'm a good driver. I just don't bust out as many miles as some people. I shut down. I'm a solar powered driver. So when the sun goes down, I start looking for a parking spot. That's probably my biggest drawback. That, and I don't take no bullshit. But yeah, I don't know. They don't seem to really appreciate me. They say they do, but I don't know. So I don't really feel appreciated here. And I think most of it's just my old dispatcher. Maybe if I had a better dispatcher who took better care of me, I'd feel a lot more appreciated. You know, but they thought Larry was cool, but they didn't realize what Larry was doing to me and other drivers. You know, and like they said over the phone, maybe the other drivers didn't say anything, they just quit. Or maybe they didn't say enough, they just quit. And so if they don't know anything, they can't do anything about it. But I don't know. Renaissance Festival, next exit. You know, I'm not perfect or anything. I am above board. And I am a cut above the rest. But I know I'm not like the best. You know. I'm probably above average. You know. I'm a top tier driver, but I'm not like the best of the best of the best, if you know what I mean. So anyways, I'm just looking for somebody who will appreciate me and pay me what I'm worth and not jack with my home time and stuff like that, you know. But anyways, I offered to stay an extra week, mostly for selfish reasons, but next week is Thanksgiving week, or next weekend is Thanksgiving weekend, and so I figure, you know, if I stay here an extra week, it'll be a smoother transition. So I made that offer this morning, and they're like, you know, we got to get back to you on that, and I haven't heard nothing all day. So if I ain't heard nothing, maybe by Friday, I'm just gonna be like, I guess I'll bounce next week. The next company, I mean, I know what I'm doing. I've been out here 25 years almost. Started in '95, but I was local, and then I went over the road tractor trailer in '98. So I was somewhat over the road before that, but not like over the road, more like logistics or regional. And I was only doing, you know, dump trucks and straight trucks, stuff like that. But when I went OTR, tractor trailer, that was like total over the road. 48 states plus Canada. And Mexico, even though we didn't actually drive into Mexico. We'd go down to the border, and then I would go over, you know, in one of those taxis, a Mexican taxi. But that was back when crossing the border was a lot safer than it is now. You still had to be careful, but Laredo was probably one of the worst areas to cross. But at the time, but anyways. So I've been doing this for a minute. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing tankers for 16 years, I think. I don't know. Actually, no. Well, yeah, we'll kill 22. Minus 6. Yeah, about 16 years. Probably 15, actually, because I did some dry van in between. So, I mean, you know, I've been doing tankers for 15 years. Son of a bitch. Stupid fox. Anyways. That's why I also don't run against my governor. I'm actually driving under the speed limit. Speed up a little bit. So yeah, I know what I'm doing. I just gotta get a briefing on the paperwork, get assigned my truck, and take off. I don't need to be home Thanksgiving anyways. It's not like I got a wife and kids at home anymore. So, yeah. So I might just make the transition next week. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, make sure you work for somebody who appreciates you. You know. And don't let your quality go to your head either, maybe. You know? What the heck? That's not what I wanted. Yeah, that's what I want. Anyway. I can do that too sometimes. It's like I know what I'm worth for the most part, and I'll let it go to my head sometimes. That being said, you know, I also slack off and I let them get away with things I shouldn't let them get away with sometimes, and then they think, oh, we got a sucker here. It's like, no, I'm not a sucker.
Area, 5.6 miles. Next opportunity, 71 miles.
But I am a little too lenient. So, like I said before, make sure you keep your CSA score top notch. You know, you got a perfect record, you're accident free, CSA score is clean, you can go anywhere, do anything, you know, provided you got the other skills required to do the job. The last company I worked for, they didn't take very good care of their equipment, and I was always worried that I'd get DOT'd and then I'd have CSA points against my CSA score, safety points, if you will, against my CSA score, and that follows you for 3 years. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'll totally miss this truck. This truck's been a good truck. I've had very little problems with it. If broke down a couple weeks ago, but that was the DPF system. That's normal. DPF sucks. I had a crack in the oil pan or something like that. They had to fix that once. But that was probably from a previous driver. Who knows what he did to it. Ah, it's snowing real good now. I gotta slow down now. People don't know how to drive. But, now I lost my train of thought. That's okay, I was on the caboose anyway. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm looking for a good company that appreciates a good driver. A quality driver, not a quantity driver. And I've only worked for a few companies like that. Besides my grandpa had his own company, but and that's where I basically started out, dump truck. All right, it's getting hairy now. It's getting hairy now. All right. Hang on a second. I gotta get my shit together here. Move my paperwork off the dash. My dash is pretty clean though. I don't have but my clipboard up there. Adjust my heat. Window. Alright, so when it's snowing and stuff, for some of you that don't know, the best thing to do, you adjust your heat properly. Make sure you don't have any garbage on the dash, because otherwise you're covering up your vents. Put your visors down, that traps the heat on the windshield, and then crack a window, preferably the passenger side, and so that heat will come up, get trapped on the window, but will have a way to escape and it's not blowing in your face and making you tired. And that usually does the trick. Usually. Not always, depends on the back. Oh yeah, I gotta turn my Jake brake down a little bit. It just started, so it might be a little slick. Anywho, yeah. Got 17 miles to the bypass. Oh yeah, 45 miles an hour is about the right speed that you want to go in bad weather. You know, maybe a little slower, but you know, 45 is a good, safe speed, generally speaking, depending on the situation. But in most situations, I catch myself doing an average about 45. Oh, it's not too bad over here. I guess I just went through a patchy spot. Anyways, yeah, appreciation, driver appreciation, call it that, you know. So I've only worked for a handful of companies that actually seemed like they appreciated us. Besides my grandpa, the first company I worked for that actually made me feel like they appreciated me, they went out of business, bankrupt. The second one was probably Summit Express. I was working for that criminal employer, and he had his trucks leased onto Summit Express, and that was a decent company at the time. I'm not sure how they are now, but it was a decent company at the time. They tried to wake me up, and but I was blinded by the light. No, I don't know. I was blind. I thought Hertini was decent. I didn't realize he was ripping people off. I mean, I knew he was a drug addict, and you know, he was outside the box and bent rules and didn't comply with government rules, regulations, standards, codes, and guidelines. But I didn't believe in half of the government regulations anyway. You know, I was like, fuck them. But as far as the drug thing goes, I mean, as long as they didn't kill anybody, I mean, that's their business, I guess. But I think that was about the biggest negative I saw with him at the time was, you know, the drugs. But he seemed to treat me good. He seemed to treat everybody else good. That being said, while I was with Summit Express, he was taking the money out of my paycheck for my child support, but he wasn't paying my child support. But he covered that up real good, making it look like he just forgot to send it off. And then I ended up getting a warrant for my arrest. And that's another story for another day. But yeah, I got picked up in Nebraska, and then there was a blizzard and I got snowed in. They couldn't come get me. It was crazy. So I was ducking the law after that, because after 10 days they had to let me go. But we got all that taken care of. So, you know, he whitewashed everything, and I believed him. But then he ended up ripping me off later, and that's when I bounced. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got into tankers. So some good came of that. But Summit Express, they tried to get me to stay with them and quit Hertini because he was a crook, and I didn't know it. They did. They figured it out, but I didn't yet. So after that, after we went to Quality Carriers, I had a better documentation process, and I realized he was ripping me off along with other drivers. And he lost a lot of drivers, and I created a website against him to help people get restitution. There might be some tidbit stuff out there still, but you can look up HertiniSurvivors.org. That was the website I made. It's not up and running anymore, but I think the MySpace is still up and running. But anyway, so we went to Quality Carriers after that, and then when I quit him, I went to Erickson Transport. And Erickson was decent. I don't think they really respected their drivers, but it was a decent company. I was with them for a long time. But it was union too. After I left there, I think the only place I felt respected for a while was Coal City Cobb. That's another tanker company. But then they sold out. They sold to somebody else, and they went downhill. After that, I don't think I've been with anybody that I felt like respected me until I came here. But that was short-lived. It wasn't very long till I didn't feel respected anymore. But again, that might just be because of the dispatcher. You know, dispatcher sucked. But then again, it could have been company policies. I don't know. But, you know, if a company don't respect you, then, you know, bounce. You'll find somebody who respects you. But I think most of these companies, they don't respect their drivers. Most of them don't. It's very rare to find somebody who actually respects their drivers. But then again, you know, that's the way of life these days. You know, most people take each other for granted. They don't respect each other. They don't appreciate each other. You know, it's like I had to get rid of my backstabbing Judas friend because he took advantage of me and backstabbed me. He took me for granted, took advantage of me, didn't appreciate what I was offering him. You know, he took my hand-ups for handouts. And here, you know, I thought it was, he used to call me his best friend, although I didn't really see him as my best friend, although we were kind of like best friends. We were so close that people thought we were gay lovers. That's how close we were at one time. You know, it's like we seemed like we were a lot alike. We seemed really close, like best friends. You know, I looked up to him and I respected him for his wisdom, but he never would do anything with that wisdom. He just he was really smart, but he just didn't do anything with it. So it got old after a while, and then when I would go and do the things that he would talk about doing, then he'd come behind me and tell me how I did it wrong. It's like one guy said, I like my way of doing it better than your way of not doing it, you know? But he never really respected me or appreciated what I was offering him. He basically just took advantage of me. And then he ended up stabbing me in the back, so I had to get rid of him. This guy's basically a bum, right? You know, just an intellectual bum, people call it. And I had no intentions of kicking him off my land. None. Even though he was a worthless eater, I didn't want to see him homeless. I wasn't going to kick him off the land. I figured maybe I'll stick him in the back corner somewhere. Let him be a bum back there, you know? But then he started sabotaging me and stabbing me in the back, so I had to get rid of him. You know, he cut his own throat. And I think a lot of companies do that with good drivers. You know, they don't appreciate their drivers, and they cut their own throats. You know, ripping us off on our paychecks, screwing us over on our home time. That you know, that does not show a driver that you appreciate them. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just blowing smoke out of my ass, but I don't know. I don't feel appreciated, so I'm bouncing. Hopefully this next company appreciates me more. But yeah, keep your nose clean, keep your record clean. Safety's number one, legal's number two. You follow those two rules, you'll be all right. As long as you keep a good record and a good CSA score and a good record, you can go anywhere. Anybody will hire you as long as you got the qualifications, you know, the skills to do the job. You know, like I said, I try not to let it go to my head, but I'm a pick of the litter out here. So I try to stay here for at least a year to be loyal. You know, it's like that one guy told me, he says, why are you loyal to those people? They don't care about you. I thought they did. You know, I was like, nah, this company's different. But they're not. Well, I don't think they are now, anyways. I thought they were at one point, but now I don't think that anymore. Whew, I gotta turn this heat down. It's killing me. The storm's over. But anyhow, yeah, maybe they did show more respect. Maybe they did respect me more in the beginning. But then they just kind of, maybe I just got, lost in the numbers. It's a big company, where everybody's pretty much a number. But I mean, certain people recognized me and treated me nice here, the girl that used to work the front desk, she's like in marketing. She's pretty cool. She's always been real nice to me. Driver relations and operations, they've always been real cool with me. Safety's always liked me. It's only dispatch really that I've ever really had problems with. But if I'd have paid closer attention to my payroll, I might have had more problems with payroll too, because they skimmed.
After 2 miles, keep left, Interstate 71, southbound towards Cincinnati.
They skim your detention times. So if you have an hour and a half detention, you only get 1 hour. If you have an hour and 45 minutes detention, you only get 1 hour. That's wrong. Had I known that before, I'd have probably left a lot longer, a lot sooner. So in a way, it's probably a good thing I didn't babysit my paycheck as much as I should have, because I'd have probably quit sooner. But it's whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Like that guy I recruited, he's on the flatbed division. He's making really good money. But Midwest Regional, not so much. I mean, I'm not making the kind of money they said I would make. I spent too much time in the docks.
17B on the right, onto I-275 toward I-275 west. After 1/2 mile, keep left, Interstate 71, southbound towards Cincinnati. Then, stay in the right lane.
I spent too much time in the docks waiting to get loaded and unloaded. And I think I gotta move over one.
Keep left, then, stay in the right lane.
I do gotta move over one. Thank you, driver. Anyway. Yeah. If I wanted to do flatbed, then maybe I'd go
After
over
2
there.
miles, take the exit right, 17B, Interstate 275, westbound.
Give these guys a second chance. Oh, I shouldn't say a second chance, I should say a 5th chance. But I do like Ben though. Ben's pretty cool. And I guess that Peter guy. Oh yeah. I was gonna say in my next video, I was gonna say this. I was thinking it. Now I'm gonna say it. So I'm putting the link to the Viber in the the show notes or the description. I'll still monetize it, not monetize it, I'll still moderate it. But if you want to know, if you're having trouble with your dispatcher, if you come over here, or if you want to come over here and want to know more, and you want to find a good dispatcher, check out that Viber group. Come on, you idiots. Do you fucking know what a turn signal is? Shit. I've only had it on for 5 minutes. No, only 2. Only 2. 2 minutes. Fuck, they don't want to let nobody in nowheres. That's when you start riding a zipper. Say, look, I'm coming over whether you like it or not.
The exit right, 720, Interstate 275, westbound, and take the freeway. 275 west.
So I'll put a link in the description for the Viber group.
Take the exit right, then take the freeway.
Maybe that'll help prevent some drivers from having the same problems I was having. You know, with the bad dispatcher. You know, get rid of a bad dispatcher, find you a good one.
Exit on the right, onto I-275. After 1.4 miles, keep left, Interstate 275, westbound.
If I'd have got Ben sooner, I'd probably be here longer. Ben seems like a good guy. So, I might miss Ben. I'll definitely miss this truck. This truck's been a good truck. Other people seem to get lemons, but I got lucky with the truck. I didn't get lucky with the dispatcher, but I got lucky with the truck. I got a good truck. This truck has been amazing. I love this truck. I will miss this truck. It's one of the main reasons why I didn't want to quit. I got a great truck. But, you know, the cons were starting to outweigh the pros. And that's when you gotta rolls. That's when you gotta roll. Bounce. Bail, baby. Bounce. But, I don't know.
After 1/2 mile, keep left.
Anyways, I'm long-winded. I'm repeating myself. And we're already at 40 minutes almost, so.
Truck stop and service, 2.4 miles.
I'm now on the bypass. It's gonna start getting hairy. It's like 5 o'clock, rush hour traffic. So, I will bid you good day. Good day, sir. Good day. And maybe we'll see you on the other side. Alright.
1.4 miles.
Break out there to the other side.
Westbound.
Alright, bye. Okay, I got another funny story for you. Just as I stopped recording, right? This guy is coming over into my lane. Almost hits me, so I honked my horn at him, right? And so he goes back into his lane. And I pass him, but then he catches up with me and then honks his horn at me and flips me off. It's like, dude, your woman's in the passenger seat. You know, I potentially saved your guys' life because you was coming into my lane. And you want to honk at me and flip me off like... And now there he is again. And fuck you too, bitch. So now he's trying to taunt me. He's like waving his hands and honking his horn and flipping me off and all kinds of fucking shit. And it's like, dude, I honked because you were coming into my lane and I almost hit you, or you almost hit me, one of the two. And now you're having a hissy fit when I potentially saved your life by honking my horn. Your woman's in the passenger seat and you're driving like a fucking idiot. Obviously you don't give a crap about your woman. Anyways, just a little rant. People are fucking nuts these days. Maybe we do need population control. Maybe we need population control. We got too many idiots. Too many idiots.
Interstate 275.
Anyway,
Westbound.
I don't know. Ugh. Alright, this will probably be my second to last video. The last video will be me video documenting the truck when I get out of it, to show how I left it and compare, so people can compare it to the way I received it. And I don't think HMD is gonna try to screw me over with saying I damaged the vehicle when I didn't. I don't think they're gonna do that, but CYOA. So there you go. It's a standard practice that I have with every company, because I have been accused of things I didn't do in the past. So anyway, I haven't gotten any notifications in a while. Last notification was in September. So I guess I've been doing pretty good. I know I've been yielding at a few stop signs. So, but I haven't got dinged for that per se. I mean, the AI system yells at me, but that's about it. So so far for the month of November, I only got one red alert and one green alert. Not sure what they are. Average following distance is 3.5 seconds. Wait a minute, this has only got 321 minutes. I guess it quit monitoring me after like the first day. I wonder why. Maybe I need to do updates. Don't know. Oh well. Anyway. Strange. So it only monitored the first day of this month. This is... well, this is November. October, November. Strange. Well, I guess I'm not doing a Nitrodyne update because apparently it's been acting up. For some time now. Total minutes analyzed 321. It keeps saying that. Something's not right with this Nitrodyne system. So, I don't know if I've been good or bad or ugly. Well, I know I'm ugly. I'm so ugly you could shove my face in a bowl of dough and make gorilla cookies. But anyhow, maybe. I don't know how to update the updates. I guess I don't have access to that. Oh well, the hell with it. So, I made the offer to stick it out for one extra week. But I hadn't heard back from anyone. So I said, this morning, I'm willing to stay. Oh, home. Typo. Edit. I'm willing to stay here an extra week if you will have me one extra week. That will give me 1 full year here and make for a smoother transition between companies, being Thanksgiving is next week. She said, we'll need to ask operations since they plan the trucks based on resignation dates. I will ask and inform you. So instead of the 23rd, your last day will be when? So I said, well, if I went home Thanksgiving weekend, I said that's another typo. If I went home Thanksgiving weekend and reloaded Monday as usual and delivered in Chicago on Tuesday as usual, then I could turn in the truck that Tuesday, the 29th, then Uber to the next company for orientation. She said, like I said, I'll check with operations to see if they already accounted for that truck for orientation class and keep you posted. I said, okay, no problem, thanks. Then later I said, well, I hope whoever gets this truck appreciates it. It's been an awesome truck. Have had very little issues with it. Yeah, this truck is amazing. I love it. Then I haven't heard anything. So the new company was like, well, let's just go ahead and plan for Wednesday next week to start orientation. And then I'll be driving over Thanksgiving, which is fine with me. I don't care. And so I said, okay, never mind. I haven't heard anything back. So I'm starting the other company next week on Wednesday. So I'll have Ben get me a load Monday to Chicago for Tuesday delivery. Then I'll return the truck, Uber to the new company, start there Wednesday. Thanks. So I have to look at my calendar. Yeah, the 23rd is Wednesday, so yeah, I mean, if I get a load from the house to Chicago, I deliver Tuesday. They're not gonna keep me busy till Wednesday to turn in my truck, but then if I did do that, I'd be screwed because then I wouldn't be able to start the new company until the next week. So I might as well stay here next week and then go to the company the following week, or turn in my truck Tuesday and Uber to the new company and start the new company next Wednesday. So that's what I'm doing. And I sent Ben a message as well. I screenshotted that message and then said, my mom always said growing up, no answer means no. So it's been fun. It's been real. If I had you for dispatcher sooner, I might not be quitting. But it was too late for that. Thanks for being cool. So yeah, he thought, way back here, he thought maybe he could change my mind. And then he said, here, hopefully, oh wait. He said, I don't have, oh, that was me. Hang on, let's see. So he's planning on getting me home for extended weekend for Thanksgiving, which would have been fine. Then load to Chicago on Monday the 28th. And then say, yeah, I don't have plans for Thanksgiving, so that weekend can be normal as usual unless there's no freight. I can always get stuff done on the farm. He goes, probably no freight. I'm not going to take a chance and get you stuck somewhere. I said I'm waiting for operation to approve it, otherwise I'll plan for next week to be my last. Still waiting to hear back from the higher ups. He said I notified them and there was no reply. If they don't reply, we should be fine. I don't think they need the truck urgently. I doubt a new driver will come to orientation on Thanksgiving. Which is true, but you never know, because they almost started me that week. So, last year. But I'm not going to take that chance and get stuck in Chicago for Thanksgiving weekend. And whatever. So I'm just going to go ahead and make the move next week. So I'm done. This is my second to my last load. Going home. I'm going to clean out my truck this weekend. Get a load back to Chicago. Uber to the new company. And start the new company Wednesday. And I'll go home the following week sometime. So yeah, I mean, I ain't got to worry about anything on the land. I got rid of all my problems. I got goats that can pretty much fend for themselves. I got cats that can pretty much fend for themselves. I ain't got really anything else to worry about. I got an automatic feeder for the cats. And then my mom and my associate goes over to check on them every now and then. So, I'm good. So, yeah. Alright, well, like I said, you'll probably see one more video, HMD video anyway, from me next week. And that'll probably be it. So long. And then after that, I'll post a video of my new truck at the new company. So you can see what I'm working with and working at. So there you go. So yeah, basically I'll be hauling biofuel. Non-hazardous biofuel. But I'm thinking about getting my hazmat endorsement back and eventually working my way into cryogenics. I've been thinking about doing cryogenics for a while. I understand it's like one of the top paying tanker jobs, so I think I might be going in that direction. You know, I'm a tanker driver, not a general freight driver. This general freight crap is for the birds. But and I done flatbed. I don't think I can do flatbed full time. So, yeah, tankers is my niche. So I might as well just stay doing that. What I thought about doing when I turned 50 was go short truck expedite. That'd be better, maybe. But the problem with that is you have to run team. And I can't find a decent woman to run team with, let alone a decent woman, period. And then, I don't really want to run team with some dude. So, yeah. I guess that's out of the question. But, you know, if I find a decent woman that I want to run team with and she wants to run team with me and we can get along in a truck for more than 6 months, maybe I'll go do that. But, probably not going to happen. Probably not going to happen. Alright. Party on.